Hello, everyone. Welcome, and thank you so much, first of all, for being here and showing interest in knowing more about Conscious Singles Club. So, in this audio, we are going to talk about Conscious Singles Club, what it is, how it was created, what is the intention that we have behind creating a club like this, and how do you join, how do you become a member of the club. So we are going to share with you today all of that information in this audio. So stay tuned, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. And as you can see that the name of the club itself is Conscious Singles Club. This is a place where we want to bring those people together who are on a journey, who are singles looking for a right partner, and who are also willing to become the right partner, create a space where different kind of people come together, evolve together, grow together, and you know um, walk together on this journey, and eventually find a right partner. So a little bit about us before we talk more about the Conscious Singles Club. So who we are. As you know, my name is Anamika. I'm a relationship coach, and um, if you want to know more about us, what we do, and who all are a part of the team, what all different things that we do, then you can always visit www.anamify.com. Today, I have Akarma with me here. He is also a relationship coach with us. And as a team, we have 25 plus years of coaching experience. So have what these we have Conscious Singles Club as one of our initiatives, as one of these things, and this club is very close to our heart. This concept is very close to our heart because of the kind of conversations that we have had with people about this, and because we see that how much there are so many people and how much they need something like this, right? So that's a little bit about us. You can always read more. You can always look into this. So moving forward, I would want Akarma to share this origin story with you, why we created this group. So Akarma, over to you.
Thanks, Anamika. Yes, hello everyone. This is Akarma here, and as Anamika said, that we won't spend too much time talking about us. You can always visit our website www.anamify.com, and you can read about us, our team, what we do, and all that. So let's today focus more on the Singles Club and what it is about. Before we do that, how it started, what is the origin story behind this club. So as we mentioned that we work in the space of relationship coaching, um, from our experience as we have been working in this space, when we have been working with our clients who have gone through toxic, troubled relationships, whether it's in their marriage or with their partner or with their family, friends, whatever it is, people who have gone through certain toxic and troubled relationships with lot of mental emotional challenges that they have gone through. As they work with us and they heal through their traumas and wounds that they work with us on, one of the points that they ultimately reach is where they say that now I feel that I can't connect with shallow people anymore. It is something which I just can't stand anymore. I understand why I was doing those things before for whatever reasons, whether it was people pleasing or unable to set healthy boundaries with people, or whatever fears and insecurities that they had, because of which they had been doing this all their life. Now once they see this and they have resolved this, they come to a point that I can't be with such kind of people anymore. So when I am looking for a partner, a marriage partner, a life partner, and usually people go on platforms like shadi.com or Jivan Sathi or other matrimonial sites or perhaps Tinder, Bumble, dating apps, they often find plenty of superficial people, fake profiles, and so many things happening that they get demotivated, that I can't really find anyone suitable. And they have, gone through tens and hundreds of these profiles, or dating people, meeting with them, and all that. So ultimately, they choose that rather I would be single or alone than spending rest of my life in another toxic relationship or these kind of relationships. Although that sounds like a logical conclusion, however, at the same time, we are human beings and we want to share our life with someone as well. We are not designed to live alone. So it's not coming from a need or a neediness, so to speak. It's not that they can't survive without a relationship, but it's always nice to have someone who you can share your life with, share your experiences with. So, as human beings, as core needs, love and connection is one of the core needs of every human being. And that doesn't mean that we fulfill that through some kind of toxic or unhealthy relationships. That lesson they have learned very well, that I'm not going to do that anymore. And now I am ready to find someone who is in a healthier state of mind. The trouble is that it is extremely hard and challenging job to find such people through the online apps or matrimonial sites, and that is where they feel very demotivated and disheartened, that it's hard to find these kind of people. That is the time when we realize that we are in this space and we have a large community and many people are working with us on themselves, and they keep telling us this, that this is what they want. So why not we start a club where we bring all these people in one platform itself, so they can find each other? Why go and look somewhere outside when we have such people in our community? Um, but since the community is large and it has all sorts of people, married, single, and all sorts of people are there. Not that people who are only looking for a life partner. So obviously we can't open such kind of conversations in our larger community group. That will be just too much noise for everybody else. So for this reason, we thought that let's start a separate initiative. Let's start a separate community where we will only invite singles who are ready to find the right partner for themselves. And that is how this club was born. That is how the idea or the concept of this club was born out of the feedback from people who had been working with us and the need that we found from them. Thanks, Sanamika. So um, what we found is that people basically, as I said, that who are those people who are searching for such kind of thing, is people who want deeper connections. That's what their need is now. So they want deeper connections. Obviously, the basic needs, that my partner should be trustworthy, should be respectful, should respect me, my choices, and honest and loyal. All those basic um, expectations that we have from our partner is obviously there. Um, on top of that, it's not that only just that much is enough. That is, we consider that that is like bare minimum. That must be there when two people are coming together for a love relationship. Then intimacy, respect, trust, harmony. That's just basic pillars of intimacy. That has to be there. On top of that, it's more about the person feeling a deeper connection with each other, not just like a chemical kind of a chemistry kind of a reaction with each other, but it's more like a deeper connection that they feel for each other. Finding a mature person, a person who has become more mindful and more emotionally intelligent because of all the toxic relationships, toxicity, troubles, mental and emotional challenges that they have gone through their life, and they have worked upon those things, and got themselves out of that, and now they have become more wiser, more mature, much more deeper in themselves. So this is something what people are now looking for, because this is who they have become, because they have worked on these things themselves. So they are looking for a partner who is also at the same level. A little bit up down is fine. Not everyone is going to be at the same level exactly, but it is more about finding a person who understands these things, who has uh, gone through such kind of thing, not only gone through and understand, but pulled themselves out of it as well. So they are done going for or attracting a project anymore. They don't feel a need that I need to find a person who I can work with and I can make them a better person. No, they understand that it is our individual's responsibility to make ourselves better in certain things, and we can always complement and support our partner in becoming better versions of ourselves day by day. But it obviously is not the responsibility of one partner to make sure that their other partner is also evolving or becoming mature. The responsibility is individual. However, they work together, they do it together, support each other, complement each other in this process. That is the kind of relationship now what these people are searching for. Yeah, Anamika, you can take.
Yes. Cool. So, what is the intention of this club? Right. So, one thing we tell everybody in the club that yes, it is true that it is a space of singles and people who have worked on themselves, who are willing to work on themselves, who are connected to this area of, becoming more self-aware and taking ownership and responsibility of their own responses, their own actions. Apart from finding a love interest, apart from finding a right relationship, this place is also, an open space so that people can have like really good friends, make some good friends, because this is also true what we have heard from so many people. From our own experience, we have seen that as you start growing in your own life, the connection that you feel with normal people whom you have in your life, it somehow starts deviating, diminishing, or it starts changing, and your need for that deeper connection increases, right? And sometimes you just feel that if I could have a nice conversation with somebody, or if I could have somebody who would just listen, or I could have somebody with whom I could talk about the common interest that I have, or if I have somebody with whom I can have some shared activities together, or maybe some, uh, you know, uh, make a group of good friends and hang out with them and live with more purpose, have conversations which are more meaningful, more purposeful, more uh, alive. So we feel after working on ourselves a need like this, just like we feel the need of finding that right kind of a partner. So that is also one thing which we really really appreciate in this group. We really keep it open for people to find a right set of friends, have deeper connections, hang out with people, and have shared interests together. One more thing which comes up in the picture is networking, right? So anything that you feel that you can learn from each other, that you can share with each other, anything that a club member feels that would help other members as well, any activity or any kind of questions people have, so they take each other's opinions, advices, or if there is any work thing which people want help with in the group, they can openly ask for it. So it's like creating a very close knitted community where we have people who are supportive of each other, available to each other, right? And you can always be open and ask for help, give support. So those are some of the intentions that we have behind creating a club like this. Of course, while in this process, when you get to know people, you hang out with people, you chill, and over a period of time you realize that, oh yes, I am vibing with this person romantically. You can always take it forward that way. So that's the intention behind the club. The
I just wanted to add something in this part,
please Akarma.
that that ultimately this is about finding a right partner, finding love, finding romance. However, we haven't set this thing up as a dating service or as a matchmaking service. This is a club, and a club has multi-dimensional uses. So while we do understand that it is for singles, and most singles who are joining to find the right partner for themselves, but we always recommend that do not narrow it down to just one thing to find the right person. There are so many people also network. There are people from your industry, from your professional. They can be help that you could give to each other around that. So or there are other personal and professional networking that can take place. The other thing is, as I was mentioning, that as people evolve in their uh, personally, they feel that they are not connecting with people that they used to connect before. It's not that they hate them anymore or anything like that. It's just that they don't feel that they connect in those circles anymore. They enjoy those conversations and all that. So for that reason, they often feel lack of friends or a social circle that they have. So it's not just only about finding a romantic partner for marriage and all that, but the club can also be used to find some good friends. So this is why we highly recommend that don't see this as a dating or a matchmaking service that only males have to contact females or females have to contact males and all that. Anyone can contact anyone and approach for friendship. We always recommend people to approach any member first for friendship, and only when you get to a certain point where you see that this can become more than friendship, then you can take the conversation forward. It becomes easier for both of you that way as well to manage any kind of rejections as well. So there's no pressure on anybody that you are only connecting with this person because you are interested to become a life partner only. When two people understand that it is for friendship, then pressure is less, and you can explore better that way. So we always recommend approach for networking, approach for friendship first, and then see how things develop from there. See what comes up from there. So that is why keep we have kept this as a club and not as a particularly dating, matchmaking, or matrimonial kind of a service. In fact, we don't do any of that. So I want to just make it very clear right now that we are not into dating or matchmaking service. So if sometimes people do approach us and thinking that it is our responsibility. So it's not. It is not an Amify's responsibility to create matches for the members. We have created a platform where our objective is to bring the right mindset of people on the platform, and then members themselves see where things go from there, how things develop. It is a multi-dimensional space which can be used for many different purposes. Thanks, Ananta.
Yes. And one more thing that I wanted to add, Karma, to this is that in case, any one of you who's listening to this audio, looking at this presentation, and you feel that you have the definition, a word called desperation in your dictionary, then I would say that you really need to rethink whether you want to be a part of this club, because this club includes people. It's very important for us that,
Desperation as in finding a partner. That's what you're talking about, right?
oh yes, oh yes, if you feel that you're desperate, that you really really want to find a partner, koi bhi mil jaye, jaldi mil jaye, you just you come up and you're like, "Ki who's the right person," and you want to just find them, message them, talk to them, and just initiate. And if you're still having those kind of things, so I really want to share that We first recommend that you work on yourself, because until and unless you have reached a space where you're happy in yourself, with yourself, you feel okay inside, then only you have anything to offer to, that right person that you're looking for. So one thing is absolutely necessary, that it's important that you are willing to do that. Even if you feel that it's very important for me to find the right partner, it's so hard for me to be alone, and if you're not willing to work on yourself, then this is not a right space for you. If you feel that I really crave intimacy, I want a partner, and I'm willing to work on myself, boil, I'm willing to go to the root of where this desperation is coming from, so that I can come to an empowered state, so that I can come to a space where I'm okay in my own company, then only we feel that it's a right space for you, right? Because
Uh,
it's
the the desperation, although Anamika, can come from people who tell us that, biological clock and all that, or they have been looking for a person for a very long time and all that. So we understand those things, that people have those kind of desperations. Families putting pressure that you are at a certain age or age has passed and now you want. We understand all these things. But through this, what we are trying to say is that majority of members are not in that space. So majority of members understand that they want to take their time to know the other person before they make this kind of life changing decision that whether they want to go ahead with this person for marriage or not. So please respect that. And if you are coming from a state of desperation for whatever reason it is, then this club may not suit you from that angle, because the other members are not in so much of a hurry to make a decision just because its time is running out, or biological clock, or family pressure, or whatever it is. So people are not, they want it, but they are not in a hurry to make a hurried decision like that. So that's the message that we want to give. Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks. Let's move
thank
to
you.
the next slide.
Yes. So now moving forward to, this is open for who all can join the club. So people who have never been in a relationship before, people who are out of a relationship, people who are separated, divorced, widowers, or single parents with any of these marital statuses. And age and sexual orientation is no bar for the club. And that is something that we have kept it open. So whatever your status is, whatever it is, wherever you are at, whichever point of your life, you need to communicate it to us. You need to have that clarity within yourself, that where you stand. So legal completion or legal clarity is very much required. These are some of the basic conditions. In case this is applicable for those people who have been married before. So, in case you're separated and you're still under the legal process, we understand that sometimes things may take time, but you need to be very clear, have this clarity in you that, this is where I stand, and there is no chance for me to reconcile in any possible way. The second thing is that you're physically, mentally, and emotionally available, so that you can participate in the right way. And the third thing that we expect is basic communication, basic etiquettes, and basic of, some of these things which are supposed to be there when you also go communicate to anybody, the things that you look for, the same basic things that we expect. And how,
I just wanted to add to that basic communication etiquettes thing that
please.
Anamika mentioned. It is just like a simple thing that, um, if you are part of a club and you want to approach a member, then sometimes we see people just send a simple hi to another person. So this is what we call like basic etiquette. Sending a hi to another person, people can ignore that because nobody knows that you are from the club, and why you are sending hi. People get hi from so many other places, so they see it like a spam message. So this is basic communication etiquette we talk about, that you look at someone's profile, you like their profile, you like something in their profile, you can always start a conversation by saying hi and put their name at least. You already know who you are communicating. You have already seen their profile and their name. So just sending a hi sounds like a very spammy kind of a message. So this is basic etiquettes that we expect, that people sending a proper introduction, that hi, let's say, hi Anamika, I saw your profile. I really like this thing that you mentioned. It stood out, and I really like that. Compliment the other person and all that. Have an ice-breaking kind of a conversation. The first step matters. The first impression matters. So these are some basic etiquettes that we expect. So that's what we are talking. Yeah. Thanks, Anand.
Thanks, Akarma. Cool. So, Akarma, you only take forward how we will ensure that the right people join this club.
Yes, sure. So then, yeah, the next question is, so how do we make sure that these right people are coming in the club? How we are evaluating? So the evaluation process, we have certain conditions that must be met. So all these conditions must be met. What we have described here. There are two parts to this. The first part is people who are coming from a lot of baggage from their past relationships, past mental emotional challenges and all that. We want everyone to have a fresh start. We want them to drop the baggage. Um, so for that purpose, we have created a set of three workshops. This is like a journey that is there to make sure that a certain sanitization process happens through which each member pass through, and and we sanitize them, we prepare them for the club, we make sure that the quality of each member is as at par. So our club is not like any other app or matrimonial site. Anybody can come and create profile and all that. No, this there is a strict um, entry criteria. This is an elite club. Each and every person is screened, is evaluated, and then they are let through. So this also gives confidence to all other members in the club that there is certain kind of evaluation process that has happened, and we are letting through the right kind of people who are not pretending to be somebody and they are not, and all those kind of things. So we want to make sure that we eliminate all kind of time wasters that are entering in this club, because there's plenty of platforms already out there that has this. We have no intention to create one more that just replicates what is already out there. So our intention is different. As I mentioned in the origin story itself, the reason we started this is to create a safe space for people who are looking for these kind of people, and only through certain kind of evaluation process, through some sanitization process, we can ensure that those kind of people are coming through. There is no other way by which we can figure this thing out. We can't just leave it on another person telling us, yes, I am that. So there is no such thing as a self certification, as a self attestment of someone's character here. So we will ensure, we will assess this, and that is what this criteria is. So first and foremost thing, going through a sanitization process, which is attending these three workshops. Um, this is mandatory for every person to go through. This is to ensure that all the baggage that they have accumulated from all the toxicity and everything in their life so far is dropped to certain extent. I'm not saying that this will clean the person like inside out perfectly. No, but it will get them to a point where they are good enough, and good enough is good enough here. So certain state has been achieved, and after that it is the person's own journey to keep cleaning themselves up, keep becoming a better version of themselves, keep working on themselves. So we want to make sure whatever junk that has been accumulated over the past several years, uh, we get rid of that a bit. तो ऐसे ना कि ऐसे मंदिर में अंदर आना है तो चप्पल बाहर उतार के आना है। तो इट्स लाइक दैट, सो यू ड्रॉप दिस, तो ये बाहर उतार के आओ, इसके अंदर आओ, एंड दैट इज हाउ this is the process. So we have 3 workshops that are there. All these 3 workshops are online workshops. They happen regularly. Only after completing these 3, we let people in. After this has happened, again, this is not a checkbox activity. It's not that people will enroll and just say, okay, I've done this, I've done this. No. Part 2 is assessment also. So we will assess that if those workshops were attended seriously or not. That will be the assessment. And only if we find that someone has seriously attended this and they have cleansed themselves, they have sanitized themselves before entering in the club, then they are given the entry in the club. So the process is strict, as you can see. We do not expect thousands and thousands of people to pass through this gate. We understand this, and it is not our objective also. Our objective is that whoever passes through, you can imagine that whoever is passing through these 4 gates will be cream of the cream. So even compared to that, 100 profiles in an online dating app or matrimonial service, 100 profile, our one profile will be equivalent to hundreds of profiles over there. You would have to go through hundreds of profiles yourself to ensure that one right person that you will come across who has done all these things. This is what we are doing for our members already, so they don't have to worry about whether they are interacting with the right person or not. So it is an intensive process from our side as well, and only the right kind of people with right mindset who are serious about this thing, understand the importance of this thing, will pass through, and that is our deliberate expectation, that only those people pass through. The rest who don't see any value in this thing, who don't see anything, we have no problem with that. It's just that we will not be inviting them to the club. So it's not, this process and these things are not part of discussion or negotiation. This is it. So either someone accepts this criteria and go through this criteria to enter the club, or they don't. There is no midway. There is no negotiation here. There is no discussion here. This is how it is. This is the process. This is our way of ensuring that the right quality, the cream of the cream, is entering this club. This is how we ensure that this club stays elite. Thanks, Anand. Let's
Yes,
move to the
thank
next
you.
slide.
Thank you, Kamal. I just wanted to add a small point over
Yes,
here
sure.
about, the question that we regularly keep getting, that a lot of people come up and ask this question, that, but I have done so much self on work on myself, and I have done this and this and this and this and this. But so why do I even have to do these things, right? I know all of these things. I know a lot, and so on and so forth. Um, a person who actually has been on the journey of transformation, actually, first of all, would not feel that they don't need to do any work, because we have also seen people who have truly done a lot of work, and yet they come up and attend the workshops with their full heart, with their full acceptance, to see that in case there's something that I need to cleanse, then let me do that, right? This kind of work is a very deep level work, right? And this is not a linear work where you'll say that, oh, I have read 20 books and now I know everything and all that. So any of you who by any chance are getting this question, because we get this question way too many times, so I'm clearing this out clearly upfront, that in case you're getting this question that I already have done so much, then again, I would repeat that this is not up for negotiation. Even if you have done the work, these workshops are applicable on people who are just starting, who are at an intermediate level, or who have done a lot of work on themselves. These workshops are applicable for all of those people, because this is not a linear thing. This is like going deeper into knowing ourselves. and we don't know where what thing comes out from. So we are not open for negotiation on this particular thing. Good. Now, moving forward, and let me tell you guys what is the intention behind these workshops. Akarma, anything you want to add?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, okay. So there are a few different intentions that we have, with these workshops. The first thing I would say that these workshops are multidimensional, right? So even though they are very structured and they are very defined, and yet what we have seen that every time people get many different answers for themselves, which are very subjective to them, which are very, you know, um, like as if they are getting answers specifically for their case, for their things, because that's how that's how these workshops are designed, that you will be able to find answers which are pertaining to you. There is no teaching, there is no learning, there's nothing that we teach in these workshops. We tell you only a little bit of things which are really really necessary for you to know to go through this entire process and understand yourself. So the first thing that we focus on is letting go of the past baggages, dissolving the past wounds and traumas, and whatever repeating patterns continue to happen in our life. So we focus on dissolving those patterns, ending those patterns, changing those patterns. We focus on becoming more empowered emotionally and mentally, and clearing whatever blocks or barriers which we have learned over a period of time in our life journey. And those blocks and knots inside us actually stop us on this journey of finding the right partner, or attracting success, or any such thing that we actually want, need, or desire in our life. So the intention behind these workshops is this, and these all things are really necessary. The workshops are foundational preliminary work, right? And at the level of any kind of personal work, because until you clear the blocks and you work on these things, no matter how many things you continue to add on to your journey, it's like these things still remain the same, in the same place, and they continue to you know keep coming on the way and block you from going where you want to go. So these are the few pointers about the workshops. Anything that you would like to add, Akarma?
No, I think you've covered it. Yeah, great. We can move to the next slide.
Cool.
Great. Okay. So, what is it that we do now? So, to test the waters, what we recommend is to everyone is you attend the first workshop. As we said that all three workshops are mandatory, but before you see that is this process going to be for you or not. Maybe right now you are finding it very interesting that this is, but let me tell you, it is intensive also, right? So because we have made it deliberately like that, we want serious and strong people to enter the club. So to test out the waters, what we recommend is you attend the first workshop. The fees for that workshop is 799. You can test the water by doing that. This workshop happens every Sunday, and you can just join the interest group. You can get in touch with us and we will guide you. So we will let you know that. So the first step is attend that workshop. It will give you a good idea of what to expect from this process. So right now, if you have questions, what is this workshop? Will I be able to do these workshops or not? Will this be for me or not? And all that. Having any of those questions, the best way to answer those questions would be to come and attend. So because even if you will ask us documents and this and that or have a call, none of this is going to make much difference. And frankly speaking, we have 100 200 requests coming every day to join the club, and right now we really don't have that kind of bandwidth to answer everyone's call or give them personal time to answer these questions, that what is covered in these workshops and all that. Workshops are part of the process. They need to be done anyway. So we tell people, you don't have to make the decision on the workshop, you have to make the decision on the club. You decide whether you want to join the club or not. To be part of the club, you have to go through the workshops anyway. But if you want to know whether you will be able to withstand this process or not, you may be interested in joining the club. Right now, you might be finding it interesting, but you want to test out that whether this process I will be able to go through or not, then by all means, come and attend the first workshop. It only costs you 7.99. That will help you to test out the water. Not only that, even if your answer is no, I don't want to join the club, still you will get plenty of takeaways from this workshop anyway. So the workshop itself will be transformational for you. So it's not that you're going to lose out on anything. So that's what I would recommend. Take that step, and after taking that step, if you decide that, yes, this sounds good, this is exactly what I have always been looking for, this is the kind of club, the elite club that would I would like to be part of, because I now know that every member who has been given entry in this club has gone through this process, and I would really like my future partner to be somebody like this. So if you really see the value in this and see that this is the right place, I need to enter this, then the next step is to complete the other two workshops and the assessment. Together, the fees for that is 7,999, so that you pay, and then the workshops are regularly held, right? So you don't have to worry about when is it happening, all that. So again, those questions are also not required to be answered right now, because the workshops happen regularly. Um, First level workshop we do every Sunday. The second and third workshop we do every alternate week. So uh, it's not about the dates, because sometimes people have time to do it on this Sunday or next Sunday and all that. So this is like a, think of it like this is like a bus service. We are regularly running these buses. So whenever you have the time and the bandwidth, you come and you sit in the bus and you complete it. So it's not like a one-off kind of workshops that are happening. They just keep happening. So once you enroll in this process, once you understand that, yes, this is something which I would like to be part of, you will get the updates that when the next one is happening, and whenever it is happening, you come and join it. So that's all what you need to know right now. Dates and all those things keep changing anyway. We will keep you notified about that. That's a separate, our team will be looking after that part, so don't worry about that part. Right now, only make the decision on two things. So far, what you have heard about the club, do you resonate with this concept? Do you resonate that you would like to be a part of a community like this, where we have evaluated and given entry to mindful and emotionally intelligent people? Would that be a place where you foresee that your future partner might come from? Second, if the answer is yes, then second is give it a test. Join the first workshop. You have to do three anyway. So you do the first one, you test the waters, and then if you say, yes, this sounds good, I would like to continue, then complete the rest to do the assessment, enter the club. So that's the process from our side that uh, we recommend. Going to the next slide, Anamika. So there is no membership fees for this club, meaning apart from these workshops and these assessment, the price, the fees that we have given, this is the fees that we are charging for the work that we are doing. Apart from that, to be part of this club, there is no monthly or annual fees or anything. So for the first year, anyone who is joining this club before the end of this year, 31st December, we are making the membership fees free. So for the whole of 2024, your membership will be free. So no more no more money that you need to pay us, no fees that you need to pay us apart from the fees that you will be paying for the workshops. So no ongoing fees that you need to pay. On top of that, we will also be giving 3 months free subscription to our e-learning journeys library. So this is an online library of content that we have created. A lot of journeys, self-development journeys that we have created, which have some psychology modules, journeys like someone going through, let's say, grief, how to heal that grief, someone who is let's say, uh, find themselves that often people take me for granted. How do I resolve that? So we have created a journey for that. Somebody wanting to know how I can set healthy boundaries with people, we have created a journey for that. There are many meditations, subliminals, and other kind of content that we have created, and we keep creating more, and we keep adding to this library. Um, the subscription gives you access to all the content, and from our side, for 3 months, that will be yours for free as well. Yeah, you can take this, Anamika.
Yes, thank you, Karma. Now, what do we do after you become the part of the club? So, the first thing that happens is online meetup events. So, right now, online meetup events happen every fortnight Saturday. So, every alternate Saturday, we meet up, we call, all the members, and we have interactions. We also, ask all the new members to introduce themselves in this event. We then take up, any particular topic, have a conversation on it, and people can ask their questions, talk to each other, share things about themselves, their stories, their experiences, and just we continue the discussion that way. So that's that. Apart from that, every quarter we are planning that we will be hosting offline meetup events, and offline meetup events in different cities. So we the first one we are planning to host in Goa, and yet to announce the date for that meetup event. But the place that we have decided is Goa. So likewise, we are planning to do this in nice places where you can spend some good time together, eat well, talk, and have long conversations. There are many activities which happen in the meetup events, offline ones, and there are conversation events. Networking events, and then we get plenty of time there to actually spend and time with each other and get to know each other as a part of the club. Maybe you find somebody interesting there, have a conversation over there. Of course, some self work, some kind of personal work also is included there, but that is just a part of setting up the intention for the day, and some discussions also happen there with respect to these things, but the majority of this event
You
is about
can
networking.
you can probably also talk about the zones as well in offline meetups.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Karma. Yes. So, guys, we have this main club where we have everybody around. But the thing is that because people are all scattered either across India or some are even outside of India. So, what happens is that physically meeting people is a challenge in such a vast group. So, we have four different zones: north, south, east, west, where which are separate groups where people can then initiate group meetups, coffee meetups, maybe go for a movie, or maybe host just a simple party together. So anything in any way the group members want to take it further. So those things become possible in smaller groups where people are available in each other's vicinity. So that's also available. And in case you feel that you want to ask somebody for coffee, then people in your location are available in the zone groups, right? And there is a form that each member has to fill, and that form needs to be filled with the right info, and something some there are some questions about you, your likes, and what things you do and all that. So filling it properly so that the other person gets to know you, because to know you, the first impression that they get from you is through the form, through the profile that you have. So it's very important that you make a nice profile, which shows who you really are as a person, right? So that's that. And that form is created by our team member, and you can also get access to other people's profile after you submit your own profile. So that's how it works. Cool. I don't remember anything else that I need to add.
No, I think
Anything
that's
you?
it.
Okay.
Nothing. I think, yeah, let's talk about the next step.
Cool. Perfect. So you guys are ready to go ahead. Then, have Reshma as a part of the group, which you are a part of, which is either the interest group for Conscious Singles Club or maybe the evaluating group for Conscious Singles Club. So what you can do is you have Reshma there. She is our operations manager, and she will guide you with all the details that you would need to join the club. Her number is also here on the screen. So, in case you feel that you are not able to find her, you can always refer to this number, right? You can note it down somewhere and then you can text her, you can connect with her and ask her your questions, ask her the process. So, she will guide you further.
The only thing I would add here is avoid asking questions like what will be covered in the workshops, when is the workshop, those kind of things, as we have already mentioned to you that the best way for you to evaluate this is first hand. So um, please take this seriously. If you are serious about this club and you are serious about finding a good partner through this space, so have that intention to come and attend that workshop. It's a 3 hour workshop. It will give you a chance to interact with us as well, and you can ask the questions directly. But those questions we will not be answering, that what will be covered in these workshops and all that. As I mentioned, that's part of the process. You your questions we are expecting to be more around the value proposition of this club. So as long as something is not clear about the value proposition of this club, the benefit of this club, or why you should attend, join, or why not join, anything about the club you can ask Reshma. Anything about the workshops, I would say just come and attend the first one. That will give you the best insight into what these workshops are, and that's the answer. Regarding the dates and times, again, they keep changing. As long as you have made a decision that I would like to come and join the next one, you can ask, and Reshma will tell you when is the next one happening, and then you can come and attend it. So please be mindful what questions you want to ask, and I'm just saying that we will not be taking personal calls around explaining the workshops itself. So just be mindful of that. We are expecting that you come and experience the workshops firsthand. Come and interact with us and make this, have this intention, spend this time. This is an important aspect. People spend so much time planning for their wedding, but not enough time planning for their marriage. So don't make it like a convenience issue. Don't make it like I don't have time and this and that. If you really don't have time, we have already mentioned that before, that a physical emotional availability is the basic condition. If you are strapped with time and you don't have the time to do this, how are you going to find time interacting with the right person and all that? Then perhaps you are failing on that condition already. So think about that. We are expecting people joining this club who consider this a priority, and can take out a couple of hours to make this life changing decision. So that's the message which I would like to give. So thank you for watching this, listening to us so far, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day ahead. Bye bye.